Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video I'm going to talk about something I wrote a note, I don't know when it was, I wrote down on a notepad to make a video on, and it was about these I'm stressing that, adult mean girls, you know, the types that have that kind of behavior. Now I've known this type since I was born, and I've been around this type. Oh my goodness, it's like they come out of the woodwork, you know. And it's not just females, mean girls, but they're men too. And I always think of them as having traits, behaviors, characteristics of narcissistic people, histrionic people. You know, I'm not, saying that they have the disorder, but some of the behaviors, They're not all alike. They don't do the same thing, whatever. But they're the mean girls. How many of us have experienced that, you know, when you were in school? When I was in school, I never thought of any of them as being mean girls. You know, when I was a kid in school, you know, the females, you know, like girls like me, teenagers, I don't remember any of them being really mean to one another. It was far too often the guys, the boys, you know, teenage boys, who were mean to us, you know, all the way from kindergarten on. But the girls didn't, you know, those girls, well, we just didn't treat one another that way. So when I first heard mean girls, I was like, what? In school? What does that mean? Really? But as time has gone by, and I've said this in a video, I don't remember what channel, but I have more than one channel, but I've said this in a video, you know, as time has gone by, they do seem to be quite a bit more organized with the, you know, more of, you have the mean girl, and then you have the flying monkeys, as they call. Some of them call them narcissistic flying monkeys. You know, think Wizard of Oz. They have the, you know, the Wicked Witch, and then they have their flying monkeys. And it just seems to be more and more as time goes by. And this is something that really can cause problems, really, for too many people. How many of us, like I was starting to say, have worked with this type? You know, they have their leader, like, of their little group, their little clique. People used to use that word clique a lot more. Because that's what it was. It wasn't really like there was the one and then the rest. It was a whole clique of people thinking in a certain way, a certain, you know, mentality, attitude, whatever. But how many of us have done that? We've worked with those, and quite often they're slackers. Not just slackers at work, but slackers in a lot of things, in a lot of arenas in life. And we've worked with them, and they just become so mean. And you know, they're constantly doing things wrong or not doing them at all, but then they'll go behind the scene and tell the boss you're the one that does it, or you're causing problems, whatever it is, so they can have their little slacker attitude. You know, everybody, if you actually do your work, you're a bar raiser, and that's something really negative to them. How dare you make us have to work? This kind of mentality. You know, they're not telling the boss that, but that's the mentality behind the scenes, or just behind the boss's back. Okay. Yeah. I mean, how many of us know that? I know I do. I've seen them before. And I don't have to always be their target for whatever it is. I can just, you know, have just seen it myself. And it's not just a kind of a work thing. It can be in a family. It can be your friends. You can actually have friends, and there's one of them that is like that. Yeah, there's so many things it can be in. Okay. Now, where was I? Now, with some of these, okay, these mean girl types, and like I said, it can be guys too. And one of the things is that I wouldn't call them good looking. I would say that they're not bad looking. How about that? I'm not even sure. Now, there are some people on this planet who, they're not superficial. They're just not superficial. They don't look at a person's worth as how they look, how they dress, how much jewelry they have on, makeup they have on, how clean they're, you know, how beautiful, you know, cleanly, what is it? Not clean, but how their outfit, whatever they're wearing, fits them, like clean cut, clean, you know, perfect to the T. Some people don't care about this crap. They don't care if you're, you're beautiful, you're flat downright ugly, whatever. It's not in their minds. They don't think that. They think about what comes out of that mouth, what type of person, what you say, or your actions, how they speak, and what you do. Are you a good person to other people? Are you a bad person? You know, and some might not even be judging you in any way. You're just another human. Okay? Period. Now, my experience with these mean girls, mean boys, is they are all about the looks. Okay, about their looks, other people's looks, whatever way they can manipulate the way they look to where it makes them look much better. And it can be both male and female. That's what's the main importance to them. Now, there's actual research I read, stating basically that they're really underneath the makeup or the manipulation of their face or the clothing or the whatever. They're not that good looking. Let me see what I wrote. Research stated that they are just good at faking their appearance. That underneath it all, they're just the same plain Jane or plain Jane, plain Joe, as everybody else. It's just that they're good at manipulating it, like they are at manipulating people. Okay, manipulation is a big part of their game. So, okay, and then what I had written down is, and like I said, there's some people I don't judge people on how they look. As far as I see it, they're just another people, and some of them, my experience in life has been that the better that they know how to manipulate their looks, the more that they pay attention, the worse their attitude is all around. Okay. And as I've gotten older now, and I'm 57, I've noticed that this type, they were the mean girls, both male and female, like I said. And as they've gotten older, along with me, we all get older, and they're losing it. They're losing this. They were always able to get their way with other people. They were always good at conning other people because of their looks. Part of it was because of their looks. You have some people have the attitude, you have an attractive person, they're saying that they were wronged, oh, cry, boo-hoo, all this stuff. And there's somebody, just a plain person, who's not all histrionic and putting as much makeup on as if they're on a theater, and very loud and very, the cackles, and very loud with their clothes, must be the center of attention. This is just that's not them. That's the mean girl type. But, there's just somebody sitting there, no. Now, there's some people who have been through it and said, no, listen, little histrionic person. No, I'm not paying attention to y'all, you boo-hoo, blame, playing the victim and actually blaming the victim for what you did. Now, but anyway, but when they were younger, they got used to getting away with it. They knew how to get away with it, how to use their looks, how to use their appearance to try to con other people. It didn't always work, but they knew that they could still do it, and they had it developed over years, making it really smooth. Okay, then they started losing their looks. We all lose, we all change as we get older. Some of us, like I said, we don't even think about that. That's not in our thoughts, how we're losing our looks or we're looking different. We notice it. Okay, I'm not the same as I was 10, 20 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever. But for this type, that is so central to who they are, how, and part of it, like I said, is because they used it in whatever fashion. They say that histrionic people, some of the traits are that they are very provocative. And when they start losing what they think, they're losing the ability to be provocative, and maybe it doesn't work anymore. What happens? My experience is, what I've seen is they start to lash out big time. Oh, big time lashing out at other people. It's all other people's fault. And if anybody says anything like I just did in this video, whoo, man, they want to attack. They want to attack. Because they think you're hurting them. Oh, cry, cry, cry. I don't have any sympathy for that type that cry, cry, cries, that they're being hurt when all they've spent their life is hurting other people. and then blaming the victims and playing the victims. No. We all get older. We lose our looks. Our looks change. We don't need to go out and buy. I was told I don't know how many years ago it was, maybe about 10 years ago, this woman that they deal with vocational stuff, and she was older than I. She was my age, I think, a year younger than I am now, but then she was older. But she told me I needed to dress like somebody. I was in my 40s, and she said I needed to dress like somebody in my 20s. No, and believe me, her behaviors were unbelievably histrionic. Oh my goodness. A little bitty tiny woman, but she wore clothes like she was half her age, and she looked ridiculous. Her whole attitude was very histrionic. She sounded ridiculous. She did not have, to me, any worth in that. She did not need to be in that position. And I wasn't the only one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But she was at that age when she started to lash out at other people, trying to make them feel bad. Like she felt bad about herself, but she's not going to admit it. You know. So what do they do now? You know, besides the slashing out, and I think that's a big thing for them, is that they really don't know how to behave now. Seriously. Now that they are having to deal with things not having all these looks, you know. Yeah, they can't manipulate so much the makeup and stuff, because when you get a certain age, you just really can't manipulate it that much. So what are they going to do? Really now? They take things out on people. They take it out. They try to you know, do everything to get it back, and they're not going to get it back. It's not coming back. So their behaviors are bizarre. They get very bizarre acting. My experiences, that's what happens. And yeah. But anyway, I'll talk more about this. I've been sitting out here for a long while, and I made another video before this. But I just wanted to get this one out, and I'm going to be making more videos. If nothing comes up, every time I say that, so I shouldn't have said that. I don't believe in things like that, but yeah. As soon as I say something, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, something comes up. Really. And I don't like to say every time, but this one has pretty much been in every time. Oh, man. But anyway, that's enough on this for now. I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.